Can't go wrong, because everyone loves Oil Can Henry's fast, convenient service and knows that driving a safe, well-maintained vehicle is no joke. Oil Can Henry's gift cards, the gift that's good for a change.
38 convenient locations throughout Oregon and Southwest Washington.
This K2 program brought to you by Sizzler.
Welcome to World News. Tonight, U.S. and British forces launch a search and rescue mission to save American civilians kidnapped in Iraq. History lesson. President Bush takes his first trip to Vietnam. He says lessons from the war there can help the U.S. in Iraq. Breast implants. More than a decade after declaring silicone implants potentially dangerous, the government makes a major reversal. And our person of the week, the beauty queen giving up her crown to go to a war zone.
From ABC News headquarters, this is World News with Charles Gibson. Reporting tonight, Elizabeth Vargas.
Good evening. In Iraq tonight, there is an urgent search and rescue mission unfolding to save a group of kidnapped American civilians. They are among 14 contract workers abducted when they stopped at a fake checkpoint in the south yesterday afternoon. It is a harrowing reminder that U.S. troops aren't the only ones facing danger in Iraq. More than 600 private contractors are believed to have been killed there, including at least 151 Americans. Our national security correspondent Jonathan Karl first broke the story of this latest kidnapping last night, and he joins us now with new details on the hunt to find them. Jonathan?
Elizabeth, American and British forces are conducting operations near the site of that brazen hijacking. Earlier today, they killed 2 people believed to have been involved, but they have still found no sign of those missing Americans. A senior military official tells ABC News Shiite militiamen tied to anti-American cleric Muqtada al-Sadr were behind the ambush, and that they were wearing newly issued Iraqi police uniforms, the kind that are supposed to be tightly controlled and hard to duplicate. ABC News has also learned new details about the attack. It happened in broad daylight on one of the main highways in southern Iraq. A convoy, 49 vehicles long, was forced to stop at what appeared to be an Iraqi police checkpoint. When a coalition patrol drove up, the hijackers sped away, taking 19 large trucks, 1 security vehicle, and the 14 hostages with them. Paul Rubin, a retired police officer from Minnesota, is among the 4 Americans captured.
Put him in your prayers, and we just want him back. And we want everyone over there back, safe.
Increasingly, convoys have become prey for hijackers. I am down! This video was shot by a truck driver last year during an ambush.
I'm taking fire. 10-4, come back.
He was shot and left for dead on the side of the road. To Western contractors, just the sight of an Iraqi checkpoint can be horrifying because they never know what to expect.
It is the Wild Wild West. Lots of white-knuckled, clenched fists. You'd actually be sweating. You know, your nerves would be right on edge, and then as soon as you cleared it, you'd breathe easy again.
There are an estimated 80,000 contractors in Iraq, lured by large, tax-free salaries, but often with little protection. Military officials tell ABC News that some of the vehicles have been recovered, but there's been no sign, no word from those missing Americans. Their company, the Crescent Security Group, says there has been no demand for ransom, no claim of responsibility. In fact, Elizabeth, no communication of any kind from the hijackers.
Not a good sign as of yet. Jonathan Karl at the Pentagon, thank you. The war in Iraq shadowed President Bush today during his visit to Vietnam, the second stop in his trip to Asia. The U.S., of course, fought a long and unpopular war in Vietnam, a war that has drawn comparisons to America's experience in Iraq. Our chief White House correspondent, Martha Raddatz, is traveling with the president. She joins us now from Hanoi, where it is now Saturday morning. Martha?
Elizabeth, this visit has really become a story of 2 wars. The war the U.S. is involved in now in Iraq, and the war it was involved in more than 30 years ago.
The president was greeted as a friend of Vietnam today, promoting capitalism and trade in a country which fell to communism in 1975. Tonight at a state dinner, the president toasted his communist hosts.
For decades, we've been torn apart by war. And today, the Vietnamese people are at peace.
One of the first things the president saw on his drive into Hanoi today was the lake, where Senator John McCain was captured after his aircraft was struck by a missile during the war.
He's suffered a lot as a result of his imprisonment, and he was literally saved in one way by the people pulling him out.
George Bush is only the second U.S. president to visit Vietnam since the war ended in 1975. Bill Clinton was the first. But for President Bush, the comparisons to his own war in Iraq were inevitable. President Bush was asked today if there are lessons to be learned in Iraq from the Vietnam experience.
One lesson is that we tend to want there to be instant success in the world. And the task in Iraq is going to take a while. We'll succeed unless we quit.
Chuck Searcy, a Vietnam vet, runs the Vietnam Memorial Fund here in Hanoi, an organization that honors the memory of U.S. vets.
The Vietnamese actually feel some sadness, I think, for Americans that we again find ourselves in a very difficult dilemma. They really feel kind of sorry for us.
We spoke to Nguyen Du Tho, a former Viet Cong soldier who says the two wars should not be compared. The U.S. was trying to overthrow the government in Vietnam, he said. In Iraq, the U.S. is trying to help. Later today, the president will visit a POW MIA command center, Elizabeth. There are still 1,800 military personnel who are unaccounted for here.
Martha Raddatz reporting live from Vietnam tonight. Thank you. Back in this country, there is late medical news concerning controversial silicone breast implants. You may remember they were pulled off the market more than a decade ago over concerns they could be dangerous. Major lawsuits followed, driving a major implant manufacturer, Dow Corning, into bankruptcy. Breast enlargement is one of the most popular cosmetic surgeries in the United States. 300,000 women underwent the procedure last year. ABC's Lisa Stark joins us now with more on the government's announcement late today. Lisa?
Elizabeth, this has been a lengthy and emotional debate, but tonight the FDA has determined that silicone gel breast implants can go back on the market for widespread use.
The FDA has been wrestling with this decision for more than 3 years. Tonight, the agency says its concerns have been answered.
We're making this decision based on the extensive amount of data that we've collected on these products and because we've determined that they are safe and effective.
The FDA banned most silicone implants in 1992 due to safety concerns. Reports that ruptured implants and leaking silicone could lead to cancer, autoimmune disease, connective tissue disorders. Proponents argued, and the FDA today agreed, that these risks have never been proven conclusively.
We have listened to exhaustive studies. We have read reams of paperwork, and it's time for science to take back over here where emotion has run rampant in the past.
Silicone implants have been available to women undergoing reconstructive surgery after breast cancer. Today's move allows their use for women, such as Denise Pardue, for breast enlargements. These women had been limited to saline implants. Pardue will now switch her saline for silicone.
I've gotten an opportunity to feel them and actually look at them, and they just feel and look so much more natural to me.
Opponents denounced the FDA's move.
This decision is really a low point for the FDA. It really tarnishes their image to approve a product that has not been proven safe for long-term use.
But tonight, that position lost out. The FDA did say it will require the implant manufacturers to conduct extensive safety studies to follow 40,000 women for 10 years. And it's urging women who get the implants to get MRIs on a regular basis to make sure the implants have not ruptured. Elizabeth?
Lisa, how does today's announcement affect all those lawsuits we mentioned in the intro, all those huge claims that were awarded?
It doesn't affect them, but we should say there are still hundreds of outstanding claims, and there is a trust that's been set up to pay, and it could approach $2.5 billion.
All right, Lisa Stark, thank you. In Riegelwood, North Carolina, the painful process of recovery from devastation begins today. Riegelwood is the tiny community where 8 people were killed by a tornado yesterday morning. Today, the National Weather Service classified the storm as a strong Category F3 tornado with winds approaching 200 miles an hour. It left behind a mile-long path of destruction. ABC's Mike Von Fremd is there.
That's total destruction. The sky that was so terrifying yesterday was pristine and blue this afternoon as survivors returned to salvage what they could.
It's amazing. I made it through it. It was a blessing.
Martin Brown was by himself as the tornado slashed through his front door. He says he dove for cover underneath his kitchen table.
I'm gonna put my table back together. That table saved my life. And I'm gonna restore it. I'm gonna keep that.
The flag at the one elementary school here now flies at half staff. 2 children died, 5 others were injured. The principal is offering comfort to a grieving community.
Really, you tell children that it's okay to hurt and that we all suffer loss and we don't understand loss, but it's okay to hurt and it's good to grieve.
The governor took a helicopter tour of the devastation. He says help is on the way.
We're going to do everything we can to try and make folks whole as soon as possible, to try and disrupt their lives as little as possible, try to keep the kids in school, try to keep people working.
But getting this community back to normal will not be easy. The devastation is overwhelming, and today many people told us they are afraid.
I'm kind of scared of a trailer. To see that trailer go through all of that, it's scary. To know something so heavy can move so easy.
Yesterday's warning from the Weather Service was of little help because this community has no tornado siren. Today, officials promised to try to change that. Mike Von Fremd, ABC News, Riegelwood, North Carolina.
And still ahead, the dark secret about one of the most glamorous cities, how the workers are being cheated and abused. Brian Ross investigates. The growing ranks of doctors who refuse to help some patients. They say they're following their faith. Our series Medicine and the Culture War. And the beauty queen exchanging her gown for a combat gear. She's our person of the week.
If you have a history of smoking and breathing problems, it could be COPD, which includes chronic bronchitis and emphysema. Discover Spiriva, the only once-daily inhaled maintenance prescription treatment for COPD. Spiriva keeps airways open to help you breathe better for a full 24 hours. And it's not a steroid. Spiriva does not replace fast-acting inhalers for sudden symptoms. Tell your doctor about your medicines, including eye drops and illnesses like glaucoma, urinary, and prostate problems. These may worsen with Spiriva. The most common side effect is dry mouth. Others include constipation and problems passing urine. If you have vision changes or eye pain, your breathing suddenly worsens, you get hives, or your throat or tongue swells, stop taking Spiriva and contact your doctor. Spiriva is one of many treatment options to consider with your doctor. So make a habit of breathing better with Spiriva.
I feel these tingling sensations deep inside my legs.
It's a tightening feeling that keeps me from getting to sleep.
For me, it's creepy crawling. I feel like I have to get up and move just to get some relief.
My doctor said it's restless leg syndrome, or RLS. He prescribed Requip, the only RLS medication approved by the FDA. He said Requip would help relieve those RLS symptoms that won't let me fall asleep. Requip helped me make peace with my legs.
Requip may cause you to fall asleep or feel very sleepy during normal activities such as driving, or to faint or feel dizzy when you stand up. Tell your doctor if you experience these problems, or if you drink alcohol or are taking medicines that make you drowsy. Side effects include nausea, drowsiness, vomiting, and dizziness. Most patients were not bothered enough to stop taking Requip. Ask your doctor if Requip can help put your RLS to rest.
We have a story tonight about one of the world's glamour capitals and a little-known truth about how it has been built. We're talking about Dubai, an oasis of oil wealth. This week, the group Human Rights Watch said the people building Dubai have been systematically cheated and abused, and the government has been looking the other way. Our chief investigative correspondent Brian Ross has just returned from Dubai.
This is Dubai's architectural showpiece, the world's tallest and some say most luxurious hotel. Like much of this Persian Gulf city, over the top.
If it looks like gold, it is gold.
In less than a decade, Dubai has gone from desert town to boom town, with hundreds of new skyscrapers going up, including what will be the world's tallest building. All being built, it turns out, by workers who on average make less than $1 an hour.
That is how these new fancy buildings are being built.
Behind the glitz of Dubai are some 500,000 foreign workers who human rights groups say live in virtual enslavement.
It's clear that workers are being abused.
Most live in labor camps an hour outside the city, 6 to 8, sometimes 12 to a room, what even the government says is an embarrassment.
I think some of them are not bad, and I think some of them are very bad.
Is Dubai proud of that?
No, of course not.
Why do you allow it to continue?
Because like any city, any country, we of course have growing pains.
Growing pains being felt mostly by the men doing the hard work. Many have their meager wages withheld by contractors so they won't run away. And given the 24-hour pace of construction, Human Rights Watch says there have been hundreds of deaths as the men have been crushed by machinery or fallen off those soaring skyscrapers.
A really disturbing report, and you'll have more on that report tonight on 2020.
That's right.
All right, Brian, thank you. Well, one of the legendary college football coaches has died. Bo Schembechler of Michigan died a day before number 2 ranked Michigan faces off against top-ranked Ohio State. It is one of the most anticipated college football games ever. Bo Schembechler used to call the Michigan-Ohio State rivalry everything I lived for, Buckeyes against Wolverines. Schembechler coached Michigan for 21 seasons, winning 13 Big Ten titles. His teams were known for hard-nosed play, and Schembechler coached the same way, pacing the sidelines, erupting at referees, throwing his clipboard in anger. But his career is defined by Michigan's battles against Ohio State and coach Woody Hayes, once Schembechler's mentor. Schembechler, who coached last in 1989, was taping a pregame show today when he collapsed and died. At Michigan, flowers were left at Schembechler Hall. The university's president called the death an irreplaceable loss. Bo Schembechler was 77 years old. When we return, doctors who turned their patients away in the name of faith and morals. Our series, Medicine and the Culture War.
My husband had a heart attack last year. It was the worst. His doctor told him he should be taking Bayer. He is now.
Taken regularly, Bayer Low Dose helps prevent 1 out of 3 heart attacks.
I expect him to be around for a while.
Aspirin is not appropriate for everyone, so be sure to talk to your doctor before you begin an aspirin regimen. Bayer, expect wonders.
This is a very uncomfortable situation. Sales of flatulent. I've remained silent but deadly about this problem so far.
Got gas on your mind? New Gas X Thin Strips dissolve quickly and relieve gas fast. Gas X, pressure's off.
All of us have internal plumbing. But for some of us with frequent bladder urges, doing errands also means knowing where all the bathrooms are along the way. The worry your pipes might leak means you don't always detour from your route. But you can take another direction. Talk to your doctor about how to take care with Vesicare. Vesicare, once a day, can reduce urges and may help effectively manage bladder leakage, day and night. If you have certain types of stomach, urinary, or glaucoma problems, do not take Vesicare. While taking Vesicare, if you experience a serious allergic reaction, severe abdominal pain, or become constipated for 3 or more days, tell your doctor right away. Common side effects are dry mouth, constipation, blurred vision, and indigestion. A chance to follow a whim, not always your urges. It's not just a pipe dream. Ask your doctor today if Vesicare is right for you.
The Hyundai Azera. With 8 airbags, electronic stability control, and a 263 horsepower V6 all-standard, plus more interior space than a BMW 760i. It may be the most car for the money ever. It's no wonder the Hyundai Azera was ranked most appealing large car by J.D. Power & Associates.
Kevin Taylor just found out he has diabetes. Now he wants to find out more at merksource.com.
Cool.
The source for free, unbiased health information.
So that's inside?
Merck, where patients come first.
Starting Monday,
An ABC News investigation reveals what every American parent needs to know. Only on World News with Charles Gibson.
We turn now to our series on the collision between medicine and faith in America. As we noted last night, this can mean pharmacists refusing to fill birth control prescriptions or clinics opposing abortions setting up next to those that provide them. Tonight, doctors who cite their faith when they refuse to provide some services for their patients. ABC's Dan Harris has part 2 of Medicine and the Culture War.
After Tara Harnish was raped outside her home in rural Pennsylvania, she says she was victimized again at this hospital. She was refused the morning after pill, emergency contraception, because her doctor, Martin Gish, said it violated his religious beliefs. Harnish had to go to another doctor for the prescription.
Who wants to carry their rapist baby, really? Like, who wants to do that?
Dr. Gish would not grant us an interview, but he did tell a local newspaper that this case created a dilemma for him. Who are you more concerned about, he asked, the mother or the life that was possibly created? Dr. Cynthia Jones-Nosacek supports Gish's decision. She is part of an increasingly vocal group of Christian doctors who refuse to provide abortions, sterilizations, even contraception. They call themselves conscientious objectors.
I think a doctor should have the right not to be forced to practice medicine in a way that would go against their moral beliefs.
Across the country, an increasing number of high-profile cases. Christian doctors refusing to remove ventilators or feeding tubes from terminally ill patients, and even refusing to prescribe Viagra to unmarried men. In California, Lupita Benitez is suing a doctor who wouldn't give her fertility treatments because she's a lesbian. With the help of another doctor, Benitez had her son, Gabriel.
I believe they are playing the role of God by deciding, well, you can have children, you can't.
In 49 out of 50 states, laws protect doctors who refuse treatments based on their religious beliefs. But some states are now debating whether these doctors can be fired.
I think a patient has the right to expect the best care available, but also to expect that a doctor has certain moral beliefs.
With advances in medical technology, as treatments using embryonic stem cells become available, for example, more patients are likely to get caught up in the collision between their rights and the religious freedom of their doctors. Dan Harris, ABC News, Lebanon, Pennsylvania.
And when we come back, our person of the week, going from Queen of the Lakes to battlefields of Iraq.
World News with Charles Gibson and Person of the Week, brought to you by GlaxoSmithKline.
My name is Danila. I'm a scientist at GSK. Imagine the challenge of combating devastating diseases that we see every day. Diabetes, heart disease, Alzheimer's. Now how about a pandemic that hasn't even happened yet? That's our challenge with bird flu. And that's what's led us to researching a vaccine to help prevent people from getting it. The race is on against bird flu, and our job is to give us all a head start.
GSK. To learn more, visit gsk-birdflu.com.
Someone you love may be a numismatist. It's true, millions collect coins. It's the rush they get collecting something worthwhile. But they need your help. Give them genuine coins from the United States Mint. Polished, radiant, irresistible. Your gift will make a difference for generations to come. Visit usmint.gov. United States Mint. Genuinely worthwhile.
Want to succeed? Take control. Be a captain of industry. What are the rules?
Never lick your knife at a power lunch.
Never eat beans before a big meeting. What do you wear? Famous designer suits. From where?
Burlington Coat Factory!
$149 all-wool suits, famous designer suits, thousands of them, 50 to 60% less than department stores. And now our new cashback policy, Burlington Coat Factory. Love our new cashback policy.
Put a dimple in that tie.
Wherever good can overcome, that is where your contributions to the Salvation Army go.
There are over 14 million headaches happening in this country today. But too many go untreated, simply because we're away from home. So we created a fast, new way to get the pure pain relief of Tylenol. Introducing Tylenol Go Tabs. They're portable and chewable for fast headache relief, even away from home. It's one small step towards a pain-free world. Stop. Think. Tylenol Go Tabs.
I'm Steve Dunn. Next to the Northwest only all-local newscast tonight, the changes that are being made by authorities after K2 exposed horrible conditions at a local dog breeder, plus another lawsuit for Blazer Zach Randolph, what one local man is saying tonight.
Finally tonight, our person of the week. At first glance, she is someone who stands out for her poise and grace. She is, after all, a beauty queen, but we were struck by the dedication and selflessness she displayed when she announced she's giving up her crown to serve her country in a war zone.
Our new Aquatennial Queen of the Lakes is Miss Robbinsdale.
It was only 4 months ago that Jessica Gulke, Miss Robbinsdale, Minnesota, was picked as the Minneapolis Queen of the Lakes. Chosen to be a goodwill ambassador for the next year. Public appearances, trips to the Rose Bowl, and to Japan.
It's a lot of work, but to me, it's fun work.
But Jessica has a few other commitments too. She's a college senior, she's engaged to be married, and she's a member of the Minnesota National Guard. It seemed natural for her to join up. Her dad was a member for 28 years.
I was actually looking through some old photos, and for Halloween when I was 8 years old, I was dressed in my dad's fatigues, and so I knew at that point when I looked back at that picture that this is something that I had always wanted to do.
Now her unit of 300 has been told to get ready for 6 months of training in Texas and then deployment to Iraq.
We were told that we will be in Iraq for 1 year. And I mean, of course, all of that can change.
It means a lot to me that you guys have come here today.
Last night, Jessica tearfully told the folks who run the beauty pageant that she will give up her crown after New Year's. Minneapolis's mayor honored her.
So January 3rd will be Jessica Gulke Day in the city of Minneapolis.
As did the city council. And Jessica's 2 princesses, one of whom will take over as Queen of the Lake. As with so many others, Jessica's future has radically changed.
My life has, I will admit that, has been flipped upside down completely, but I think you just got to take things and roll with it. I am staying positive.
She's moved up her wedding to fiancé Jeff, who will take care of things while she's gone.
You know, it's going to be difficult. I mean, there's no question about that, but, you know, it's difficult for everybody that's over there, and, I mean, we just all got to work together, and we'll make our way through it.
They will all make their way through it. Joseph Conlon, who will leave his wife and 7-year-old daughter behind. Allison Slavens, who will put her airline career on hold. So too, Jessica Gulke's last semester of college will just have to wait. A role model in 2 very different worlds.
You can do anything you want to do, whether it's on one spectrum of being the queen of the city, or in the other is going over and fighting.
And so we choose Jessica Gulke, one of more than 500,000 reservists and members of the National Guard who put all else second to report for duty in Iraq and Afghanistan. If there's someone you think should be Person of the Week, you can email us at personoftheweek@abctv.com. And that's World News for this Friday. I'm Elizabeth Vargas. For all of us at ABC, good night.
Tonight, it's a place you'd die to vacation in, with luxurious hotels and resorts, even ski slopes in the desert. But what's behind the splendor? Now, Ryan Ross reveals the shocking truth behind the billions on a special 2020, tonight at a special time, 9/8 Central.
Now, at 6:30, a K2 investigation exposes conditions inside a local dog breeding operation. What happened today to protect the animals as a result of our story? Plus, new images of Highway 35. What will it take to reopen the storm-damaged freeway in time for Christmas? And another lawsuit for Portland Trailblazer Zach Randolph. What one local man says Randolph did to him for 2 years.
Live at 6:30, K2 News, the spirit of the Northwest.
Good evening. Thanks a lot for being with us, everybody. I'm Steve Dunn.
And I'm Deborah Knapp. Our top local story tonight, a K2 investigation into a local dog breeder keeping dozens of dogs in cramped and unclean conditions results in action.
It's an update tonight on our exclusive report, Dog Laws No Teeth. K2 investigative reporter Tom Jensen joins us now with the very latest, Tom.